The next one we've got that's going to speak is the Director of Wheatland County Schools, Mr. Jeff Cupples.
All right, if you can give me just a second. I got to think about Mr. Tucker, and I thought I need to jot down some things that are on my mind. Then I thought the legal pad and the pencil is not going to cut it. So then I went to the computer, and there's no way I can get all this out for 49 years of what impact you've made in education, but I'm going to do my best. But first of all, I do want to appreciate the opportunity. I think about just the lives that you've impacted. So to have the opportunity to have the microphone, I really do appreciate the magnitude of the moment. But also just say thank you to Mr. Brewer. And again, trying to get this by Mr. Tucker and to try to surprise him. And it's a lot of work behind the scenes. And I've had the privilege of going on 2 band trips, one to Florida and the last one to D.C. that Brian mentioned. And when you watch the parents operate, I mean, it's like it's a military unit. I mean, they can load and unload a bus quicker than anything, and the way the kids respond, it's an amazing thing when you think about a band program. So it's an honor to be here, and I want everybody to know that. I have got to know Mr. Tucker the last few years. Obviously, my wife working with the band, but he was one of the first ones to call me when I got appointed to the Director of Schools position and said, hey, again, always helpful. If there's anything you need, I'm here. Sometimes, remember what you told me, you're just going to need some times where you need to vent and get some things off your chest. And I'm here, been around a while, seen a lot of things, and I'm here for you if you need me. So I've always remembered those words, but again, just the opportunity, I look out and I see the crowd. Education, I don't want to get in the weeds on this, but education took a beating some the last few years. And educators, the people who are graduating and going in to invest in lives, that number of graduates is going down. It's a job shortage in teachers. So to look out and see everybody gather downtown and celebrate an educator, that's a powerful moment. As I began to reflect, Mr. Tucker, I was wondering where you were going to sit, so I'm glad they got you right here in front of me. I started thinking about your retirement, and then I kind of selfishly started thinking about my retirement, and then I thought my last TCRS statement says I can retire in June of 27. So I thought I'm really close. And then I got to thinking about the number 49 and how many years you put in, and then I thought I'm 49, and then I thought literally Mr. Tucker has been teaching kids the whole time I've been on this planet. And that, when you try to think about retirement, I'm thinking, he's literally been changing lives ever since I took my first breath. So that got to me a little bit. Then I started thinking, about 49 years. And these numbers are not exact, but I'm in the middle of budget season, so I've been staring at spreadsheets for about 2 months now, it seems like. But if you take, was there about 60 students in the band this year, roughly? And was that pretty average size? I know that goes up and down, but if you say about 60 in our marching band, concert band this year, so if you just take that graduating number of 15, and you multiply 15 times 49, and you think that number, if you give it some fluctuation over the years, that's 600 to 800 students that have graduated through Mr. Tucker's program. I mean, that's impressive. And my background, like I said, what I did outside of, I taught American history and I coached football. So in football terms, when I thought about that number, I thought, you have taught enough kids who graduated under your tutelage to actually fill up a size 3A high school in the state of Tennessee. So 600 to 800 kids. So most people don't get to say that. I mean, what an accomplishment. So that was something I thought about. Then I got to thinking about the appreciation for our band program and how hard it is to run one and to keep it successful. and the way Mr. Tucker has done this. Was it 33 years here at Westview and 49 overall? And you were at Gibson County, Hardin County, is that correct? Any others? Mississippi? Okay. So when you think about all of that, people really don't know what it takes to run a program. I feel like I've acquired an appreciation for what that takes because I'm married to a band director. In fact, she used to be one of his students. So that tells you what a small world it is. But I got to thinking about it and about appreciation for band. As a former football coach, I got to tell you the story, but this is kind of funny. How many of you out here were in the band? I know I've got a bunch of them behind me. No. So when I started dating Miss Jennifer, one of the first times I went to pick her up, I knock on the front door, she answers the door. She's got a sweatshirt on, didn't think anything about it. She turns and kind of walks in front of me, and I follow her into the house, and in the living room, she turns and I get to read the back of the shirt. Now, this is maybe the second or third time I've seen her. Well, on the back of this sweatshirt, it said, "Football fields are made for bands." And yeah, I hear a clap. That's a funny clap for that. So that was a big pill for me to swallow, but I married her anyway. And so 26 years later, here we are. And but as I got to thinking about the appreciation for a band program, where I'm going with that is when I was coaching one time, it was budget season. I was trying to put something together for the principal. And a sales rep came in and said, "Your football helmets are going to go up a lot." And I was like, "Well, they go up every year, no big deal." And he said, "No, they're going to go up a lot." And I said, "Well, how much?" And he said, "Every helmet that you got on this list is going to cost you $300 to buy new." Well, I about passed out. $300 in our small budget was going to be hard to swallow for that many kids. And so anyway, I keep thinking about it. I get upset. He talks about a hurricane, how it made the petroleum prices go up, and therefore the plastic in the helmets went up. And he tried to explain it away, and it didn't help. So I go home mad. I walk in. Jennifer's there working on a budget as well, trying to get instruments together for her band. Well, I start complaining about these helmets costing $300. Well, she checks me right off the bat and says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. You're complaining about a $300 helmet. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for a $5,000 average per instrument for what we've got to do in the band." And then I've never complained about the cost of things since that night, because it really gained that appreciation for the booster club and the schools and the directors and everything it takes to make a band program run. But slowly through that conversation and a lot of other experiences, and then watching your program from behind the scenes on these trips, it's amazing what you've pulled off. But to wrap it up, regardless of the cost of these instruments, I think we all here can agree, and I think this is the evidence, the value of a band program and the value of this band program is not measured in what we pay on those instruments. It's measured in those students that play them. And when you think about the value of what Mr. Tucker has added to these lives over his career, for example, did anybody, I know we've got a lot from out of town, but did anybody go to the concert Thursday night? Anybody here have a reference? I see a few hands. All right, so if you've never been to a spring concert, when they play both the junior high and the high school, it blows my mind, because the sixth graders come out and it's their first year of playing the instruments, and you tolerate it. And you're just like, bless them. And then the seventh and eighth graders come out, and they're so much better. And then when that high school band comes out, so polished, so clean, but it just shows you the value that's been added through a program as they come through. And so those joint concerts are long, but man, it's amazing what comes out of it when you see what the kids learn as they go through. So I guess in a nutshell, Mr. Tucker, what I'm trying to tell you is you've added a lot of value to lives, and you've added a lot of value to this community. You've certainly added a lot of value to the stock of Coca-Cola. So I guess what I really wanted to come tonight, when somebody mentioned it to me, is on behalf of me, my family, because you've been great to my kids.
Can you still hear me? Heartfelt. Like I said, you've been great to my kids. You've been great to my wife as we move to the community. So on behalf of the community, the schools, Weakley County as a whole, our school board, congratulations on a